already stressed. It drives me nuts and I'm scared. So I'm gonna say right now on the record that he is not the true villain. I am so excited for our reading month for the month of June. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are doing our June's TBR. Like, wow, I say this every time and I'm not even going to sound redundant here. I'm just very happy that it's getting warm outside, that it is warm outside, that the sun is out, summertime. Summertime is my favorite season. Like, I'm sorry, it is. Like, even though the heat be like, ooh, child, the heat be tearing me up. But I hate the cold. Like, one thing about it, I hate the cold. The spring with the pollen and the allergies, it be tearing me up. The fall, I like the fall. So summer and fall is my favorite seasons. But regardless, I'm happy that June is here because summer's here and it's just gonna be a great reading month. So I have, how many books do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that I plan to read for the month of June. And I actually was gonna pick out 10 books, but I decided that if we want to go over 8 books, then we will do that. But 8 books, these are the books that I definitely wanna read and knock out. I don't want no book left behind. So we're gonna stop at 8, and then should we read more in the month of June, then we'll do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so this month we have a variety. And we have about 3 thrillers, we have a lot of romance, and we have 1 fantasy that we're going to read for the month of June. So we're going to go ahead and start with the thrillers. The first one we have here is highly anticipated. It's The Silent Patient by Alex McKetties. And I'm just, or am I saying, I don't even think I said their name right. Alex Michaelides. I think I butchered his last name before. So forgive me. Let's go ahead and go over what this book is about. It says, Alicia Berenson's life is seemingly perfect until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. Is it Alicia or is it Alicia? I'm gonna say Alicia because I think that's what it is. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public imagination. And she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take him down a path more unexpected and more terrifying than he ever imagined. I heard that this book is really, really good. It has been highly requested for me to read it. So yeah, that's the first book. Y'all, my daughter is calling me and I'm gonna have to call her back. The next book we have here is The Housemaid's Secret by no other than Frida McFadden. I heard that the 3rd book to The Housemaid is coming out in June, so I definitely want to make sure that I hurry up and read this because I know that I'm going to read this. I'm going to read the 3rd book, if not the month of June and July. Hold on, y'all. Hi, Mia! How are you? Wow! Oh my goodness! Okay, sorry. So like I was saying, The Housemaid's Secret, this is the 2nd book to the Housemaid series. So this one says, it's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past. So I thank my lucky stars then the Garretts miraculously give me a job cleaning their stunning pig house with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in their shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Mrs. Garrett or seen inside the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I notice spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgowns when I'm doing laundry. And one day I can't help but knock on the door. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. That's when I can make a promise. After all, I've done this before. I can protect Mrs. Garrett while keeping my own secrets locked up safe. Douglas Garrett has done wrong. He is going to pay. It's simply a question of how far I'm willing to go. So I can already say off the bat, because they are trying to say that Douglas Garrett is the villain, he's not going to be the villain, because that's how Frida gets you, you know? So I'm going to say right now on the record that he is not the true villain, and I bet you the wife is. Yeah. And the third thriller that we're going to read, no, I already read this one. So actually, I had picked up a thriller that I already read, so I just substituted it for this one, which is Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Y'all took me by a storm. Everyone was telling me how great this book is and that I am going to be in tears, and that is so good, and how great of an author S.A. Cosby is. So I'm excited to read this. So I substituted the other book that I picked up on accident, and I grabbed this one. So we're going to read this one for the month of June. And this one says, Ike Randolph has been out of jail for 15 years with not so much as a speeding ticket in all that time. But a black man with cops at the door knows how to be afraid. The last thing he expects to hear is that his son Isaiah has been murdered, along with Isaiah's white husband, Derek. Ike had never fully accepted Isaiah, but is devastated by his loss. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, had a similar relationship with his son, but he can't rest until he knows who killed them. Ike and Buddy Lee, two ex-cons with little in common other than a criminal past and a love for their dead sons, band together in their desperate desire for revenge. In their quest to do better for their sons in death than they did in life, these hardened men will confront their own prejudice about their son and each other as they rain down vengeance upon those who hurt their boys. I have no doubt in my brain that I'm going to love this book just off of the overwhelmingly amount of reviews of praises that this book has received. So this will be the third thriller that we're going to read for the month of June. Now let's get into this romance, baby. Okay, finally, I have missed Kennedy Ryan so freaking much. So I'm so excited to go ahead and read Grip by her. There is a novella that is introducing the book series Grip. It's called Flow, and I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'm sure it's probably on Libby. But I would highly suggest reading Flow before you read Grip, because you can kind of get like a pretext on on what these characters are about in their background. But this one says, resisting an irresistible force wears you down and turns you out. I know. I've been doing it for years. I may not have a musical gift of my own, but I got a nose for talent and an eye for the extraordinary. And Marlon James' Grip to his fans is nothing short of extraordinary. Years ago, we strung together a few magical nights, but I kept those memories in a locked drawer and I've thrown away the key. And that all that's left is friendship and work. He's on the verge of unimaginable fame, all his dreams poised to come true. I manage his career, but I can't seem to manage my heart. It's wild, reckless, disobedient, and it remembers all the things I want to forget. So I am very excited to read this one. This one is a thick, long, heavy one, but it's very like floppy, and I love that. Next book that I'm excited to read is The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry, and I'm actually buddy reading this with no other than Joyce Wesley. I'm gonna put her YouTube channel in my bio. Here is her Instagram right here, so I suggest you all go follow her. I love Joyce's channel so much, so freaking much. She has great book recommendations. Wait, I gotta give my girl a shout out. Pause on Mixtape. She gets great book recommendations. I love how she's able to analyze and convey whatever she's feeling and reading about the book over to the screen, to us, to where it's easy for us to digest what she's saying. And she gives a very clear what's the word I want to look for, synopsis and overview. She does it in such a classy way. And I love that. Like, I have never once heard her, even if it was a book that she didn't really care for, I never heard her say it in such a negative way to where it will turn readers away from reading it. The way that she puts it still may make somebody want to read it for themselves. So therefore, I love Joyce's channel so freaking much, and I'm just so honored that she wants to buddy read with me, and this is the book that we chose. So we're going to read this in the very beginning of June. So this one says, Emery has never felt more alone. Raising her daughter is both her pleasure and her pain as she struggles to hold on to her job as a bartender and keep a roof over their heads. With no one to help them, no support system, any unexpected expense or late bill could turn their whole worlds upside down. Reeling from the death of his twin brother and bedmate, rock star Oliver Smith is trying to drink his problems away. Apparently, he isn't very good at it. They follow him wherever he goes. Also in hot pursuits are the paparazzi who catch Oliver at his lowest low. He could have walked into any bar in California, but he walked into hers. Emery helps Oliver lose the crowd and they find themselves alone. Two people whose paths are marked with loss and pain, however they hold an unshakable hope for healing. They find solace together, but can their love withstand the world? So good. I heard nothing but good things about it. If you all follow Alex on YouTube, Alexandria Hurley, and on Instagram, y'all, she rated this book 6.5 stars. I can't wait to read it. The next book that we are going to read is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is the second book of the Part of Your World series. Y'all know how much I loved Part of Your World, so I'm excited to read this one, although I am frightened because everyone is saying how bad the miscommunication is in this book. It's really like doing the book a disservice, and I hate that for us, but I'm still excited to read it because I just kind of want to see where everyone's coming from with that. But let's go ahead and get into it. It says, Dr. Brianna Orts' life is seriously flatlining. Her divorce is just about finalized. Her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor, and that promotion she wants, oh, that's probably going to the new male doctor who's already registering 7 on the Britney's pain in my butt scale. But just when all the systems are set to hate, Dr. Jacob Maddox completely flips the game by sending Brianna a letter. And it's a really good letter. Like the kind that proves that Jacob isn't actually Satan. Whereas he might be this fantastically funny and submersively likable guy who's terrible at first impressions. Because suddenly he and Bree are exchanging letters, sharing lunch dates in her sock closet, and discussing the merits of freakishly tiny voices. But when Jacob decides to give Brianna the best gift imaginable, a kidney for her brother, she wonders just how she can resist this quietly sexy new doctor, especially when he calls in a favor she can't refuse. Very excited to read this, but I'm very nervous because miscommunication, where when somebody overdo it, it drives me nuts. And I'm scared, but I'm not going to prejudge this book. I'm not going to read any more reviews about this book. I'm just going to go in open-minded as I can be at this point and see what it's about. Y'all, last romance book we're finally going to get into is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. To be quite honest, I'm not even sure if this falls in the romance category, but that's the category I'm going to put in it for like this TBR that we're having at this time. Y'all, we're finally going to get in of the Magnolia Park series. I'm nervous. I'm not even going to hold you because Magnolia was a hot mess. Like, child, she stressed me out. They stressed me out so bad. And I know this book is going to stress me out as well. But it was a good time. It was fun. So I'm excited to just cackle and laugh right in the middle, smack dead in the beginning of summer with the Daisy Hates crew. So let's see what Miss Daisy Hates is talking about. It says, Daisy Hates is Princess of London's most notorious family. Raised by her older brother, Julian, a London gang lord after their parents were murdered in front of them 12 years ago, Daisy has never lived beyond his watchful gaze. Julian's line of work means that Daisy's life is complicated, and things don't become any less complex when she falls hard for Christian Jimenez, the beautiful and emotionally unavailable boy she's been involved with for the past few months, who also happens to be one of the few men in London who doesn't answer to Julian. Christian's life is no walk in the park either, being in love with Magnolia Parks, his best friend's girlfriend and all. He's happy enough to use Daisy to disguise his true affections. That is until she starts to infiltrate those two. I'm just laughing all over again because the whole confession that he had at the end in Magnolia Parks to Magnolia was just so drama, baby. It's so much drama. It says, as Daisy and Christian's romance blossoms into something neither were anticipating, Daisy, Christian, and Julian each have to come to terms with the fact that in this life, everything comes at a price. As their relationships intersect, entangle, they all learn that sometimes life's most worthwhile pursuits can only be paid in blood. I'm already stressed. We gonna see what Miss Daisy is talking about, y'all. We gonna see. And then last but not least, our fantasy. Y'all know I love me some fantasy. It was between Divine Rivals and Powerless, but I just ended up picking up Divine Rivals. Like, you know what, let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm excited to read it. Let's see what it's about, because I honestly don't really have much of a clue. It says, after centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again, but 18-year-old Iris Window just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist promotion at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes letters to her brother and slips them beneath her wardrobe door, where they vanish into the hands of Roman kids, her cold and handsome rival at the paper. When he anonymously writes Iris back, the two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way to the front lines of battle for her brother, the fates of mankind, and love. Divine Rivals is an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. Y'all, I've been fiending to read another fantasy. I love fantasy so much, and ever since I finished my good old Akatar and my Iron Flame, I do plan on starting Throne of Glass probably end of summer, beginning of fall maybe, but I want to get through some of these shorter fantasies first, because I know Throne of Glass is extensive. So we're going to start with Divine Rivals. We're going to read this series, then we're going to get into Powerless. But yeah, that is all the books that I'm going to read. Let me grab them. So here are all the books, ladies and gentlemen. We have Divine Rivals, The Silent Patient, The Housemaid's Secret, Razor Blade Tears, Grip, The Mixtape, Yours Truly, and Daisy Hates. So yeah, these are all the books. And y'all, forgive my attire. I really was gonna put on some clothes for this video, but I'm like, y'all set me right. For who I am, I want it to be cozy and relaxed and just chill. And let this video just be straight cozy vibes. You heard me. So these are all of the wonderful books we're going to read for the month of June, and I'm very excited. I don't think there's one book over the other that I'm more excited to read. I know we're going to do some close friends on Instagram for a few of these, because a lot of these are like highly requested. So I know close friends is going to be on and popping. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram, friends. Don't forget to subscribe, share my videos. We have a little bit over 900 followers on Instagram. So, just like we did with YouTube, once I reach 1,000 followers on Instagram, I am going to do another giveaway. Remember the last giveaway? I gave away 2 Amazon gift cards to 2 of my book friends on YouTube. So, I don't know what the next giveaway is going to be for Instagram, but don't forget that I do have an extra copy of Divine Rivals, so that may or may not be in the giveaway for the one we do on Instagram. So, thank y'all so much. I love y'all so very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.